Namaste, my beloved friends. Listen to this very carefully. Sometimes the heavens do not whisper danger. Sometimes the heaven whisper hope. And this time, from 11th May onwards, the movement of planets carries a very beautiful message for many of you. Promise of good times ahead. Or as the beautiful phrase says, Hakuna Matata, meaning no worries, better days are on the way. Because 11th May onward, Mars in Aries, Jupiter and Venus in Gemini, and Mercury with the Sun in Taurus, this is not an ordinary combination. This is a wonderful planetary alignment that can open doors, soften hearts, improve communication, bring courage, and give practical direction to many lives. And my beloved friends, always remember one thing: negative sells faster than positive. Fear sells faster than faith. The world very quickly believes bad news, but when someone says good times are coming, the doubtful mind immediately asks, really? How? But those who have been following me for many years know very well I do not speak merely to please you. I speak from practical experience, from observation, from thousands of consultations, and above all, from my faith in the divine grace that silently works behind every chart, every karma, and every difficult phase of life. Avatar Meher Baba beautifully said, "Don't worry, be happy." But this was not a shallow statement, it was a spiritual command. It means do your duty, trust God, and do not allow fear to become your inner master. Paramahans Yogananda often reminded seekers that the season of failure is the best time for sowing the seeds of success. And this is exactly what many of you have been doing. You have been struggling, waiting, praying, trying, adjusting, and silently carrying your pain. But now, from 11th May to 11th June, many of you may begin to feel that the universe is finally responding. Relationship issues may begin to soften, misunderstandings may reduce, career problems may slowly fade away. Those who are searching for a job may find encouraging opportunities. Those who have been facing health concerns may begin to feel relief, strength, and renewed hope. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahans said that when the flower blooms, the bees come by themselves. Meaning, when your inner state changes, outer situations also begin to move towards you. And these transits are giving many of you that possibility to bloom again, to smile again, to believe again. Swami Vivekananda said, "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached." So, this is not the time to sit in fear. This is not the time to keep repeating old sadness. This is the time to arise. This is the time to act. This is the time to speak with clarity, move with courage, and trust that God has not forgotten you. Mars in Aries gives courage. Mercury and Sun in Taurus bring practical thinking, stability, and grounded decisions. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini can bless communication, relationships, learning, travel, business, networking, and new possibilities. And therefore, my beloved friends, I say this with faith, and especially I say this to all my close followers across the globe. There is absolutely no need to panic. There is absolutely no need to keep feeding fear. For many of you, better days are truly on the way. So now that I have shared the sweetness of the coming days, the spiritual meaning of these transits, and the basic overview of this beautiful window from 11th May to 11th June, now let us understand what this beautiful planetary movement means for all the 12 zodiac signs. Please remember, you can watch this prediction from your moon sign or from your ascendant. If you know both, then listen to both, because the moon sign shows what your mind will experience, and the ascendant shows what your life situation will experience. And one more thing I want to say before we begin. When good times come, they don't always arrive with loud drums. Sometimes good times begin quietly. One fear reduces, one door opens, one person becomes kinder, one decision becomes clearer, and suddenly you realize, yes, God has started moving things in my favor. As Paramahansa Yogananda beautifully said, the season of failure is the best time for sowing the seeds of success. So, if the last few months tested you, then from 11th May to 11th June, many of you may begin to see the first flowers of those seeds.
Aries, Mesh Rashi.
For Aries natives, my beloved friends, this is a powerful phase because Mars, your own Lord, becomes strong in Aries. This gives you courage, confidence, physical energy, and the ability to take bold decisions. Many Aries people who are feeling stuck, tired, or mentally irritated may suddenly feel, now I must move, now I must act, now I must not waste time. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activates your communication, courage, networking, writing, media, travel, marketing, and self expression. So, if you are in business, content creation, sales, teaching, consulting, media, communication, or public dealing, this period can bring positive movement. You may receive calls, messages, proposals, interviews, meetings, or fresh opportunities. Mercury and Sun in Taurus bring focus to wealth, family, speech, savings, and food habits. So, this is also a time when money matters can improve, but you must speak carefully. If there were relationship issues due to harsh words, now use softer words. Sometimes one loving sentence can heal what months of argument could not. In health, this phase brings better vitality, but because Mars is strong, avoid anger, impatience, speed, and unnecessary arguments. Use this energy for exercise, discipline, prayer, and focused action. For marriage and relationships, communication improves. If you have been waiting to express something, do it with grace. Remember what Swami Vivekananda said: strength is life, weakness is death. But real strength is not shouting, real strength is self control. During this phase, Aries natives should chant the Ganesha mantra. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Chant this mantra daily, especially in the morning and before beginning any important work. Lord Ganesha will help you use this powerful Mars transit energy wisely.
Taurus, Vrushabh Rashi.
For Taurus natives, Mercury and Sun are moving through your own sign, and this brings clarity, visibility, confidence, and personal importance. You may feel that people are finally noticing you, listening to you, and taking your words seriously. This is a time when your personality becomes stronger and your decision making improves. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini bless your second house of wealth, speech, family, food, values, and savings. This is a very beautiful placement for improving finances, resolving family matters, and receiving support through your own words. Those who are in consulting, teaching, singing, speaking, writing, finance, banking, luxury products, astrology, healing, or counseling can certainly benefit during this period. Mars in Aries works from the 12th house, so there may be expenses, travel, sleep disturbances, or some hidden anxiety. Because Mars is strong, it can also help you defeat hidden enemies, overcome inner fears, and complete pending spiritual or foreign related matters. Just avoid impulsive spending. In relationships, your speech becomes very important. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini are telling you: speak sweetly, speak wisely, and speak with dignity. If marriage talks are going on, this period can bring positive discussions. If there were family objections, they may slowly reduce. In health, focus on throat, eyes, sleep, sugar intake, and digestion. Eat sattvic food. Keep your routine simple. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahams said, "The winds of grace are always blowing, but you have to raise the sail." For Taurus, this is exactly the message. Grace is coming through speech, family, money, and self belief. Raise your sail. During this phase, Taurus native should chant Om Shrim Mahalakshmi Namaha. Om Shrim Mahalakshmi Namaha. Chant this mantra daily with devotion. It will help you attract prosperity, harmony, beauty, and grace.
Gemini, Mithun Rashi.
For Gemini natives, my beloved friends, this is one of the most important periods because Jupiter and Venus are moving through your own sign. This brings hope, charm, intelligence, support, relationship blessings, guidance, and personal growth. Many Gemini natives may feel lighter, more optimistic, and more inspired to restart life. Jupiter brings wisdom, Venus brings sweetness. When both come to your sign, your aura improves. Your ability to attract people, your ability to attract opportunities, clients, students, proposals, and good conversations increase. Those involved in teaching, writing, media, business, astrology, counseling, digital platforms, public speaking, or creative work can experience good developments. Mars in Aries activates your 11th house of gains, friends, networks, elder siblings, ambitions, and fulfillment of desires. This is wonderful for career gains, new connections, leadership in groups, and income possibilities. If you were waiting for results, approvals, payments, or opportunities, this phase can bring progress. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your 12th house. So keep your sleep, expenses, and mental overthinking under control. You may also feel drawn towards spirituality, meditation, foreign connections, or private planning. In relationships, this can be a beautiful time. Singles may attract attention. Married natives may feel renewed affection if ego is kept aside. Those who are facing misunderstanding may find clarity through communication. Avatar Meher Baba's simple but powerful reminder is don't worry, be happy. This truly applies to Gemini during this phase, not because life is perfect, but because God is opening a window. During this phase, Gemini native should chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chant this mantra daily. It will bring protection, wisdom, inner balance, and divine guidance.
Cancer, Kark Rashi.
For Cancer natives, this phase brings a combination of career action and inner healing. Mars in Aries moves through your 10th house of career, status, karma, authority, work, and public image. This is a very strong placement. It gives drive, ambition, courage, leadership, and the ability to take charge. Those who were waiting for career movement, job improvement, promotion, new responsibility, business decision, or professional recognition may begin to see positive signs in their life. You may become more active, more visible, more determined. But remember, Mars in the 10th can also create friction with seniors or authority figures. If you become too direct, too blunt, so be confident but not aggressive. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini move through your 12th house. This can bring spiritual protection, foreign connections, peaceful travel, better sleep if you follow discipline, and healing from old emotional burdens. Some Cancer natives may also spend on comfort, travel, health, spirituality, or luxury. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your 11th house, which is very good for gains, networking, friendships, and fulfillment of desires. So, professionally, this is a promising period. Money can improve, helpful people may come forward, a senior friend or influential person may support you. In relationships and marriage, do not carry office stress into home. Cancer people are emotional, and during this phase, you must not assume that silence means rejection. Communicate gently. For health, focus on blood pressure, heat, chest, stomach, and emotional eating. Walking, chanting, and deep breathing will help you. Swami Vivekananda said, take risks in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide. Cancer natives, this is the time to act with courage, not fear. During this phase, Cancer natives should chant one of my favorite mantra, Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Chant this mantra daily with devotion. Lord Rama will give dignity, emotional strength, discipline, and victory through righteousness.
लियो सिंह राशि.
For Leo natives, my beloved friends, this can be a very beautiful period because Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activate your 11th house of gains, social circles, audiences, recognition, income, friends, elder siblings, and fulfillment of desires. This is one of the best placements for positive developments. If you have been waiting for growth, followers, clients, recognition, professional opportunity, financial gain, or supportive people, this period can bring movement. Your network can expand. People may appreciate your work. Someone may recommend your name. A delayed opportunity may return. Mars in Aries activates your ninth house of luck, dharma, higher knowledge, father, guru, blessings, long distance travel, and fortune. This gives courage to follow your path. Some Leo natives may travel, teach, publish, study, or connect with spiritual knowledge. For those involved in astrology, spirituality, education, law, consulting, media, or global work, this is a powerful phase. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your 10th house of career and public image. The Sun in the 10th can bring visibility, authority, recognition, and leadership. Mercury brings planning, speaking, documentation, contracts, business intelligence, and professional communication. This is a time when Leo natives must not hide. You must show up. You must present your work. You must believe that your karma is now ready to receive response. In relationships, your confidence improves, and this can help marriage and partnership. But avoid ego. The same sun that gives light can also create pride. Use your light to bless, not to dominate. In health, energy will improve, but take care of heat, acidity, heart pressure, and overwork. Paramahansa Yogananda said, live quietly in the moment and see the beauty of all before you. The future will take care of itself. Leo natives, trust this. The future is slowly arranging itself. During this phase, Leo native should chant Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Chant this mantra daily. Lord Vishnu's grace will stabilize your fortune, career, and relationships.
वर्गो कन्या राशि.
For Virgo natives, this is a highly career oriented and progressive phase. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activate your 10th house of career, karma, profession, public recognition, authority, and reputation. This is excellent for professional growth, visibility, job opportunities, business expansion, and public image. Many Virgo natives who are feeling unrecognized may now begin to feel that their work is finally getting noticed. Those in teaching, consulting, writing, accounts, finances, healing, analytics, astrology, communication, technology, management, and media can definitely benefit. Mars in Aries activates your 8th house, so inner transformation will be strong. You may suddenly become courageous enough to end old fears, old patterns, or old dependencies. However, drive carefully and avoid unnecessary risk, ego clashes, and hidden anger. Mars in the 8th asks you to use courage for healing, not destruction. Mars and Sun in Taurus activate your 9th house of fortune, higher wisdom, blessings, guru, and long distance travel, father, and dharma. This is beautiful. It means that even if some inner turbulence exists, divine grace is also present. A teacher, a mentor, a fatherly figure, spiritual guidance, or higher knowledge may help you. In relationships and marriage, avoid over analysis. Virgo natives sometimes try to solve love like mathematics. But love needs presence, not only logic. If there were differences, this period can bring maturity and better understanding. In health, take care of private organs, digestion, anxiety, sudden inflammation, and stress. Spiritual practice will help deeply. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahans said, God is in all men, but all men are not in God. During this phase, Virgo natives must return to God through humility, service, and surrender. During this phase, Virgo natives should chant Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Chant this mantra daily before work. Lord Ganesha will remove obstacles from your career and protect you from unnecessary anxiety.
लिब्रा तुला राशि.
For Libra natives, my beloved friends, this is a blessed period because Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activate your 9th house of luck, dharma, higher knowledge, fortune, blessings, father, guru, long distance travel, and spiritual growth. This is a beautiful time for divine support. Many Libra natives may feel that life is slowly becoming lighter. If you were waiting for guidance, opportunity, travel, admission, publication, teaching, spiritual clarity, or legal professional support, This period can bring positive movement. Mars in Aries activates your seventh house of marriage, partnership, business alliances, contracts, and public dealings. This brings passion, courage, attraction, and action in relationships. Marriage discussions can move forward now. Business partnerships can become active, but Mars in the seventh also requires patience. Do not turn every small disagreement into a battle. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your 8th house, bringing deep thinking, hidden knowledge, research, transformation, inheritance, joint finances, and psychology healing. This is good for astrology, occult studies, spiritual introspection, and understanding hidden patterns. For career, luck can support you through mentors, foreign contacts, teaching, travel, legal matters, or higher education. Those in creative field, advisory, spiritual, educational field, or consulting fields may benefit largely. In health, take care of reproductive health, lower abdomen, heat, and emotional stress. Avoid suppressing anger. Swami Vivekananda said, "You have to grow from the inside out." None can teach you, none can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. Libra natives, this phase is asking you to listen to your own soul. During this phase, Libra natives should chant Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. Om Klim Krishnaya Namaha. Chant this Krishna mantra daily. Lord Krishna's grace will bring charm, love, wisdom, and harmony in relationships.
स्कॉर्पियो वृश्चिक राशि.
For Scorpio natives, this phase gives you the power to overcome obstacles. Mars in Aries activates your 6th house of enemies, debts, disease, competition, service, discipline, and daily routine. This is a strong placement. It gives you fighting spirit, courage, and the ability to defeat negativity. If you were facing health issues, this period can bring improvement through correct treatment, discipline, exercise, and better routine. If you were facing enemies, office politics, legal pressure, or competition, this transit gives you strength to handle it. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activate your 8th house. This brings deep transformation, hidden blessings, sudden insights, research, occult knowledge, joint finances, healing, and emotional rebirth. Some Scorpio natives may receive support through spouse, in laws, insurance, inheritance, research work, or hidden sources. But you must avoid overthinking and secret fears. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your 7th house of marriage and partnership. This can bring important conversations in relationships. If marriage was delayed due to confusion, discussions may move forward. If there were conflicts, clarity can come now. But avoid ego in partnership. For career, this period can help those in research, healing, astrology, medicine, finance, insurance, psychology, law, competition, or crisis management. In health, this is a good time to recover, but only if you follow discipline. Mars in the sixth supports victory, but it demands effort. Avatar Meher Baba said, "The happiness of God realization is self sustained, eternally fresh, and unfailing." Scorpio natives do not search only for outer security, find inner strength, then outer battles become smaller. During this phase, Scorpio native should chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chant this mantra daily, especially in the evening. It will protect you from hidden fears and guide you through transformation.
Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi.
For Sagittarius natives, this is a very important phase for relationships, marriage, partnerships, and public dealings. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activate your seventh house, bringing sweetness, understanding, attraction, proposals, alliances, and better communication in marriage and business partnerships. If you are single, this period can bring meaningful interaction. If marriage talks are going on, there can be progress. If you are already married, then this is a time to soften the heart and listen more deeply. Venus brings affection, Jupiter brings wisdom. Together, they can heal misunderstandings. Mars in Aries activates your fifth house of romance, children, creativity, intelligence, mantra, education, speculation, and past life merit. This gives passion, confidence, creative courage, and motivation. Students can perform better. Content creators, teachers, artists, consultants, astrologers, and spiritual speakers can become more dynamic. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your sixth house, helping you solve work issues, health matters, debts, disputes, and daily routine problems. This is good for employment, interviews, competitive situations, and organizing life. For career, this is a productive time. Partnerships, clients, contracts, public interaction, and creative work can bring growth. But be careful not to become too blunt. Sagittarius people love truth, but truth must be delivered with compassion. In health, digestion, heat, liver, stomach, and stress must be managed. Children related matters may improve. Paramahansa Yogananda said, "Kindness is the light that dissolves all walls between souls, families, and nations." Sagittarius natives, this is your relationship remedy. Kindness. Show kindness. During this phase, Sagittarius natives should chant the Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant this Mahamantra daily. It will bring love, joy, divine protection, and emotional purification.
Capricorn, Makar Rashi.
For Capricorn natives, my beloved friends, this phase can bring improvement in health, work, home, and emotional stability. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activate your sixth house of work, service, health, disease recovery, enemies, debts, and discipline. This is good for solving problems. If there were health worries, treatment may help. If there were work tensions, they can become manageable. If enemies or competitors were troubling you, you may gain the upper hand. Mars in Aries activates your fourth house of home, property, mother, vehicle, inner peace, and domestic matters. This can bring movement related to home, renovation, property, vehicle, shifting, or family responsibilities. However, because Mars is fiery, avoid anger inside the home. Your home should not become a battlefield. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your fifth house of intelligence, education, children, creativity, romance, mantra, and decision making. This is a beautiful placement for students, teachers, writers, consultants, and those who work with knowledge. It also helps you think clearly and make practical decisions. In career, your daily work improves. Job seekers may find openings. Those in service, management, administration, medicine, law, finance, analytics, engineering, or technical work may see progress. In relationships, avoid emotional coldness. Capricorn natives often carry responsibilities silently, but your partner may need warmth, not only duty. Speak with affection. In health, this is a good time to improve routines. Start walking, reduce heavy food, and avoid stress stored in the body. Swami Vivekananda said, "Do one thing at a time, and while doing it, put your whole soul into it." Capricorn natives, this is your formula for success during this phase. During this phase, Capricorn natives should chant Om Sri Ramaya Namaha, Om Sri Ramaya Namaha, Om Shri Ramaya Namaha. Chant this mantra daily. Lord Ram will bring discipline, emotional balance, protection of home, and victory over difficulties.
Aquarius, Kumbh Rashi.
For Aquarius natives, this is a beautiful phase for creativity, love, children, education, recognition, and positive thinking. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activates your fifth house, which is one of the most auspicious houses. This can bring joy, romance, creative inspiration, spiritual merit, mantra siddhi, children related happiness, and better decision making. If you are a student, this period can help you focus better. If you are in content creation, teaching, astrology, entertainment, media, consulting, coaching, writing, or performing arts, this period can bring appreciation. Your ideas may become attractive to others. Mars in Aries activates your third house of courage, communication, siblings, travel, marketing, self effort, and skills. This gives confidence, boldness, and the ability to take initiative. It is excellent for launching, speaking, writing, recording, promoting, and taking action. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your fourth house of home, mother, peace, property, vehicle, education, and emotional foundation. So, home related decisions can happen. Family matters can improve, but avoid ego inside the home. In relationships, this is a hopeful phase. Love can return. Singles may attract someone through communication, creativity, or shared interests. Married natives may feel more warmth if they spend quality time together. In health, your mind becomes more active, but avoid overthinking. Take care of the heart, stomach, sleep, and nervous energy. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahans said, longing is like the rosy dawn. After the dawn, out comes the sun. Aquarius natives, if you have been longing for happiness, this phase can bring the first rays of that sun. During this phase, Aquarius native should chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chant this mantra daily. It will bless your intelligence, creativity, children, love life, and spiritual growth.
Pisces, Meen Rashi.
For Pisces natives, this phase brings blessings connected to home, peace, family, property, emotional healing, and inner happiness. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini activate your fourth house, which is a beautiful placement for domestic harmony, comforts, mother's blessings, property matters, vehicle matters, education, and peace of mind. If there were tensions at home, they may reduce. If you were planning to buy, sell, renovate, shift, or improve your living space, this period can bring positive movement. Some Pisces natives may feel emotionally lighter and more supported by family. Mars in Aries activates your second house, house of wealth, speech, family, savings, and food. This gives courage to earn, speak, and take financial decisions. But be careful with harsh speech. Mars in the second can make words sharp and harsh. Remember, one sentence can create love, and one sentence can create distance. Mercury and Sun in Taurus activate your third house, house of courage, communication, writing, travel, siblings, marketing, and self effort. This is excellent for content, business communication, learning, networking, short travels, and taking initiative. For career, your communication improves. If you are in teaching, counseling, writing, media, sales, business, or spiritual work, this phase can help you reach more people. Financially, also, positive movement is possible if you act wisely. In relationships and marriage, family discussions can improve. If there were misunderstandings, speak gently. Do not allow ego or old hurt to control your tone. In health, focus on food habits, throat, eyes, and heat. Keep your diet clean and avoid emotional eating. Avatar Meher Baba used to say, true love is no game of the faint hearted and the weak. Pisces natives, love needs tenderness, but it also needs maturity. This period can help you heal your heart and rebuild peace. During this phase, Pisces native should chant Om Namo Narayanaya. Chant this mantra daily. Lord Vishnu's grace will bring peace at home, stability in finances, and protection in emotional matters. My beloved friends, before we conclude this podcast, I want to share with you one beautiful wisdom story. Please listen to this story very carefully because hidden inside this story is the whole essence of life, astrology, spirituality, success, failure, happiness, sadness, and the journey of the soul. A king told his court that he wants the whole of wisdom condensed into one sentence, and the sentence has to be as small as possible so that he can engrave it inside his diamond ring. And he will look at it only in a situation when there is no way out. It was a difficult task, but one of his ministers said, I will prepare it. Give me the ring. But don't look at it until every other possibility is finished and you are facing death. In the ultimate emergency, because only then you will understand it. The king was curious, but he had to give his word that he would not look at it. Soon the day came when the country was invaded, the king was defeated, he escaped into the mountains to hide. He reached a point where there was the end of the mountain and an depth facing him. There was no way to go further, and back he could not go. He could hear the enemy, the horses, approaching. He waited for a few minutes. When he heard the steps of the horses so close that it was only a question of few seconds till he would be caught, he took off the diamond ring, looked and laughed in that silent place. The whole valley was full of his laughter because what was written was a very simple sentence. In his ring, it was engraved, this too will pass. The whole wisdom he had asked for, and this is the essence of the whole of wisdom. This too will pass. And as it happened, the horses must have turned some other way, and he heard their steps going farther and farther and farther away. He gathered his army again, won back his country, and there was great celebration all over the capital because they had become again independent. He was garlanded, his chariot was full of flowers, and people were throwing flowers in joy and dancing and singing. At that moment, he again took off his diamond ring and read the sentence, this too will pass. And this moment became his enlightenment. Sadness comes, joy comes, and everything passes by. What remains always is the witness. The witness is beyond all polarities. It is the transcendental element in the existence. And my beloved friends, this is the deepest message I want to leave you with today. Yes, from 11th May to 11th June, many of you may experience the promise of good times ahead. Jupiter and Venus in Gemini may bring hope, communication, healing, love, learning, and new opportunities. Mars in Aries may bring courage, action, strength, and confidence. Mercury and Sun in Taurus may bring stability, clarity, money sense, practical thinking, and grounded decisions. But even when good times come, do not become intoxicated by them. Good times should inspire you, but they should not distract you. Good times should strengthen your faith, but they should not inflate your ego. Good times should help you move closer to your goal, not make you careless. Because sometimes when difficulties come, we pray deeply, we become humble, we remember God, we chant, we surrender. But when good times come, slowly, the mind becomes loose. The ego says, now I am powerful, now everything is in my control. And that is where the fall begins. So when good times come, smile, be grateful, work harder, serve more, pray more, and remember the words engraved inside the diamond ring. This too shall pass. And when bad times come, do not collapse. Do not think that God has abandoned you. Do not think that this phase is permanent. Do not think that one failure, one rejection, one illness, one delay, one heartbreak, or one difficult transit is the end of your life. Look at the ring again. Read the words. This too shall pass. This is the ultimate essence of spirituality. Do not become too attached to happiness. Do not become too identified with sadness. Do not become arrogant in success. Do not become hopeless in failure. Because planets move, seasons change, people change, circumstances change, bodies change, emotions change, thoughts change, relationships change, fame changes, money changes, health changes, even your own opinions about life keep changing. But there is something within you that does not change. That silent presence which watches your happiness. That silence presence which watches your pain. That silence presence which watches your fear. That silent presence which watches your hope. That silence presence which watches your rising and falling. That is the witness. And the great spiritual masters have always pointed us towards this witnessing consciousness. As Paramahansa Yogananda beautifully said, remain calm, serene, always in command of yourself. You will then find out how easy it is to get along. And Bhagwan Raman Maharshi gave the highest teaching in the simplest way. The witness is that which never changes. So, my beloved friends, enjoy the blessings of this positive phase, but remain centered. Welcome the good times, but do not lose yourself in them. face the bad times, but do not break yourself because of them. Your goal is not merely to get good transits. Your goal is not merely to escape bad transits. Your goal is to become so deeply rooted in the divine that whether Jupiter blesses you or Saturn tests you, whether Venus gives comfort or Mars gives struggle, whether the world praises you or criticizes you, inside you remain steady. Because the real spiritual person is not the one who never faces storm. The real spiritual person is the one who discovers the silent sky behind every storm. So from 11th May to 11th June, may you receive hope, may you receive courage, may you receive healing, may your career move forward, may your relationships become peaceful, may your health improve, may your faith return, may your heart smile again. But above all, my friends, may you remember, good times will pass, bad times will pass, praise will pass, blame will pass, success will pass, failure will pass. Only and only the witness remains. And when you discover that witness within yourself, then even in the middle of changing times, you find the changeless God within. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru, Jai Gurudev.
ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।